Good morning, Milestone. Next week, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to present better. I'm going to let you know the importance of being authentic. It engages people, and believe me, that people generally know when you're being fake. I'm going to talk about the importance of knowing and being comfortable with what you're talking about because you need to be able to roll with the inevitable wrinkles that happen in every presentation. And lastly, I'm going to reiterate the need for a story because stories are unbelievable catalysts for connecting people to what you're trying to teach or just say. But for today, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot in these past few weeks. First and foremost, we need to strive to be better each day. Focus on improving yourself in small ways and big ways. It doesn't matter. But how do we do that? It's pretty easy to say that. It sounds nice and catchy, and it should probably be, if it's not already, on a cool motivational poster with dramatic script and some moving picture. Maybe like this. We are facing one of the biggest challenges that we'll probably face as a society. The stakes are incredibly high. Now, we can debate for a really long time about the why and how we got here, but the fact is, we are here, and it's really important that what we do now be the best that it can be. It's really important that we as a community, as a nation, get better every day so that we can solve this problem as effectively and quickly as possible. There are two things that are critically important to answering how we can be better and continue to be better. They apply to the crisis or crisitude that we are in as a society, but they also apply to how we can get better individually. First, we need objectives and we need to evolve. Why are objectives important? Well, would you ever get into a car and start driving with no place to go, or at least for no reason? How can you expect to get somewhere if you don't know where that somewhere is? To put it simply, you couldn't. And why do we need to have somewhere to go, to stick with the trip metaphor? Well, it's because there's a tremendous psychological benefit from accomplishing something. How do you know you've arrived at better if you don't know what that means? You need to define better. You need to be objective oriented. One more quick example. In fitness, the concept of personal best is pervasive. The important thing is not to put up numbers or be better than the next person necessarily. It's to show improvement over what you've been able to do in the past. The reason for that is primarily that there's a sense of fulfillment and happiness that comes with that achievement. That concept applies everywhere. The sense of achievement, as defined by an objective, makes you fulfilled and better. Okay, so now you have your objective. Now it's time to act. The challenge here is not to be like 97% of humanity. At least try not to be like 97% of humanity all the time. What do I mean by that? In trying to be better, whether that's professionally, personally, whatever, most people, well, 97%, approach getting better in one of two ways. We do more of what we've been doing, or we do less of what we've been doing. In only 3% of the cases, do we do something different? So think about this. To go back to the fitness example, another pretty pervasive concept is plateauing. For most people, the response is one of two things. They work through it, they do even more and work their bodies even harder with their current routine, or they peel back on their routine to recover with the intention of re-engaging the old routine after their body has recovered. Both of those will work. You will eventually get through your plateau, at least probably. But the high performers change it up. They do something different based on what they've learned to that point, and it leads to much better results with the same amount of effort, maybe less. They evolve their response to the changing situation. This is a really unusual response, 3%, but the payoff is huge. It is the recipe for success for high performers throughout history. This ability or approach has been the concept behind everything from the cotton gin to Apple to Twitter to even democracy. The key to being better and being better faster, which brings fulfillment faster, is to be objective oriented and to evolve your response or approach as you learn new things and the environment around you shifts. So to close this out, let me say that you all have been faced with a radically different environment. that is almost forced changes or an evolution in the way you do things. For many of you, this has been a rewarding experience. As the environment starts to change again, don't lose what you've learned when it comes to an evolving approach. And definitely don't forget the importance and power of being objective oriented. So, sometime today, write down or type in or whatever a couple of objectives for the week. Then at least contemplate if there might be a different way to achieve these objectives. Being open to new things, new solutions, evolving your response is something we must continue to embrace if we want to reach our potential. That's it. Everybody have a really great week.